Welcome dear friends, I Dr. Seda Sara is here in Anatomy Student Zone with another topic that will cover the lower limb series. Today I will explain medial or adductor compartment of thigh. I will tell you detailed anatomy of adductor muscle of thigh, how we can identify them on a dissection, and the most important, what's their function. So if I talk about boundaries of the medial compartment, I will say the adductor compartment of a thigh lies between two intermuscular septa, and these septa are medial intermuscular septa and the posterior intermuscular septa. Medial intermuscular septa separates adductor compartment from the extensor or anterior compartment, and the posterior intermuscular septa separates it from a flexor or a posterior compartment. So the adductor or a medial compartment of a thigh is very well developed, and its nerve supply is derived from both the flexor and the extensors between which it's going to lie. In a content of adductor compartment, you should know which muscle are present in this compartment, what's their blood supply and what's their nerve supply. So there are the three adductor muscle with the name of adductor longus, adductor brevis and the adductor magnus, which are component of this compartment. Besides that, you don't have to forget gracilis and the obturator external muscle, because gracilis and the obturator externus, these are also present in a adductor or a medial compartment. So the blood supply of this compartment is profunda femoris artery and the obturator artery, and this compartment is supplied by obturator nerve. But we will see later on there is a one muscle of this compartment that is also supplied by the sciatic nerve besides the obturator nerve. So what that muscle is, we will cover it later on. So first I will tell you how we can identify them on a dissection, what is a sequence that you have to follow, and later on I will cover the detail of these muscles. Here in this image, superficial dissection is shown and the area focus is a femoral triangle area. I have already covered the femoral triangle in a previous series, and you know muscle that forms a medial boundary of femoral triangle, that muscle is adductor longus muscle. And adductor longus is a muscle of medial compartment of thigh. This is triangular shaped muscle and this is visible on a superficial dissection. So it will be forming the medial boundary of femoral triangle as shown over here. After observing the adductor longus on a superficial dissection, when we proceed towards a deep dissection, we can observe some important structures and a muscle of medial compartment on a deep dissection that I will explain right now. So here the deep dissection is shown in this image. When we cut adductor longus 3 cm below its origin point, as you can see here, and we also reflect the distal part of adductor longus laterally, deep to it we identify another muscle with the name of adductor brevis muscle. So here this muscle is adductor brevis muscle. In the deepest plane of a medial compartment of thigh, muscle located is adductor magnus muscle and the obturator externus. So both adductor magnus and the obturator externus, these are deepest post muscle. They are supplied by the posterior division of obturator nerve. We can see here the posterior division of obturator nerve is located on the surface of obturator externus muscle that is pointed out here. So lying vertically along the medial side of thigh is a graceful gracilis. So this is a medial most muscle of medial compartment, and we can clearly identify this muscle on superficial dissection. So last two muscle that were adductor magnus obturator, these can be identified on deepest dissection, but gracilis is visible on superficial dissection. So after identifying these muscles on a superficial and the deep dissection, now we will cover the attachment and the function of all these muscles in detail. First I will tell you about the general attachment of adductor muscles. So if you know nothing, at least you should know that the adductor muscles are arising from the anterior, inferior and the external or the outer surface of bony pelvis. It means they are originating from a bony pelvis, but from its anterior, inferior and external surface. But which part of bony is from where they are going to arise? These are pubic bone, ischiopubic rami and the ischial tuberosities. So besides the bony pelvis, they also take origin from the adjacent obturator membrane as well. So this is the general attachment of these muscles. Regarding their distal attachment or insertion, it's on a linea aspera of a femur. And you know, in a previous lecture, I had explained linea aspera is a ridge, and this ridge is present on the posterior aspect of shaft of femur bone. So now I will tell you detailed attachment and action of these muscle. First, I will cover adductor group. After covering adductor, I will cover the obturator externus. And the last, I will cover gracilis muscle, although this is visible on superficial dissection, but I will cover it at end. So the first muscle is adductor longus muscle. This is large fan-shaped muscle, most anteriorly placed muscle, visible on a superficial dissection, and you know all these points. This is triangular shaped muscle. It arises by means of strong tendon, and this strong tendon takes origin from the anterior aspect of body of pubis bone just inferior to pubic tubercle. Here you can see this is pubic tubercle, and just inferior to pubic tubercle, the muscle that is taking origin, this is adductor longus muscle. So after arising from that point that I have explained you, it expands and it attaches to the linea aspera of a femur bone. And again I am repeating, linea aspera is a ridge that is present on the posterior aspect of shaft of femur bone. So in this way, the adductor longus covers the anterior aspect of adductor brevis. It also covers the middle of adductor magnus muscle. That's why we can't see adductor brevis and the magnus on a superficial dissection completely. It means adductor brevis and the magnus are located deep to adductor longus, and they are covered by means of this muscle. So regarding its function, as we know, it's a muscle of adductor group. So it adducts the thigh at a hip joint. It also helps in a medial rotation. So it is adductor and a medial rotator of a thigh at hip joint. Because this muscle is going to attach on a femur, it's not going to cross knee joint, not going to attach on a lower bone. So that is why it's acting at hip joint. Now I will cover the detail of muscle of deep group. First muscle of deep group is adductor brevis muscle. This is short adductor, as the name indicates. Brevis, it means short. It lies deep to the pectineus and the adductor longus, as we can see in this image. This is the cut end of adductor longus. Pectineus is also removed from its upper half. So when we remove the pectineus and the adductor longus, we can easily identify adductor brevis. So it arises from the body and the inferior ramus of a pubic bone, as we can see here. Distally, it is attached to the superior part of linea aspera of a femur bone, and linea aspera is again at a posterior aspect of femur bone shown over here. So the most important point that you have to remember, and that will help you in identifying the adductor brevis on a dissection, is about obturator nerve. So I will cover the detail of obturator nerve later on in this series. But right now you have to remember that after the obturator nerve emerges from the obturator canal and it enters the medial compartment of thigh, this nerve splits into two deviants. And these deviants are anterior deviant and the posterior deviant. These deviants passes anterior and posterior to adductor brevis muscle that I am covering right now. So in this image, this is adductor brevis. We can see anterior deviant of obturator nerve is anterior to this muscle, and the posterior deviant is posterior to this muscle. So according to this, we are going to name them. Why I am focusing on this? It's because this unique relationship is useful, and this is very important in identification of this muscle on dissection, and also in anatomical cross section when you are going to observe these cross sections. So the part of nerve that will be superficial to this adductor brevis will be anterior deviant of obturator nerve, and the part that will be posterior to adductor brevis and posterior deviant of obturator nerve. When we move towards the deepest dissection, we know the deepest muscle of this group is adductor magnus muscle. Adductor magnus is most powerful, most posterior muscle of adductor group, and this is composite triangular shaped muscle. In our body, you should remember there are the many other examples of composite muscle, but there you have to remember adductor magnus. This is composite muscle. This muscle is having two parts, thick medial part that we name as adductor part, and the other part is hamstring part. The two parts differ in their attachment, nerve supply, and main action. Now question is how we can identify these muscle. It's very easy. You can easily identify them because the adductor part fans out widely and this part is epineurotic at its distal attachment. So where distal attachment this muscle or this part is having, it's having along the entire length of linea aspera of a femur. It also extends on a medial supracondylar ridge of a femur inferiorly. So the hamstring part is having tendinous distal attachment. As I told you, adductor part was having epineurotic distal attachment. So this tendinous distal attachment is to the adductor tubercle of a femur bone as shown here. So in dissection, first you have to go to deepest, then you have to identify adductor magnus muscle, then you have to identify its parts, its distal part that will be tendinous, that will be hamstring part, and the part that will be epineurotic, this part will adductor part. So another difference will be epineurotic part will be having broad attachment distally and the tendinous part will be having narrow attachment distally. So as I already told you, both part of adductor magnus, they are having different nerve supply because the adductor part is supplied by the obturator nerve. And you know obturator nerve is a nerve of medial compartment and the hamstring part is supplied by the tibial part of sciatic nerve, and we know sciatic nerve is a nerve of posterior compartment of thigh. So why this muscle is supplied by two different motor nerve? Again already described, adductor magnus is a composite or a hybrid muscle. It's located between the medial and a posterior compartment. So it is supplied by the nerve of a medial compartment, that is obturator nerve, and it is supplied by the nerve of a posterior compartment, that is sciatic nerve. Regarding the function of adductor muscle, you should know and you should remember that the both part are acting at hip joint, but they are acting at hip joint in different way because adductor part is adductor also because it's a muscle of a medial compartment of a thigh. Besides adduction, it is a flexor and the medial rotator of thigh at hip joint, while the hamstring part extends the thigh at hip joint. So again, the main difference is adductor part is flexing the thigh while the hamstring part is extending the thigh, but both are acting at hip joint because they are having attachment at the femur bone. Again, they are not coming downward. So moving towards another deepest muscle of adductor group, that is obturator externus. You should know it is a small muscle, it is flat muscle, fan shape like, and it is deeply placed in the superior and the medial part of thigh. So in the superior and the medial part of thigh, this muscle is having this name because this is taking origin from the external surface of obturator membrane and the surrounding bone of a pelvis. So this is a lateral view of a pelvis and the obturator externus arises from the outer surface of obturator membrane. So after it get attached to the posterior aspect of a greater trochanter of a femur, so this is anterior view. And we can see obturator externus is attaching at the posterior aspect of greater trochanter of a femur bone, and it is passing directly under the acetabulum and under the neck of a femur and getting attached at its point. So regarding the function, this muscle is different from other muscle because this muscle is lateral rotator of thigh, and again this is also acting at hip joint. Dear friends, at end I will tell you about the gracilis. Gracilis I had already described. It is muscle that is present on a medial side and we can identify this muscle on a superficial dissection, but I am covering it end because there are a few points that you have to remember, and besides that this is a most superficial muscle of adductor group. So this is the weakest member of this group. Gracilis is the most medial most muscle. This is long strap like muscle. And this is a muscle that is only crossing two joints, which are knee joint and hip joint. It means when we will see distal attachment, its distal attachment will be not on femur because after a femur we are going to cross knee joint and then we are having other bones. So sometime in exam question is asked about pes censorinus or a goose foot. So pes censorinus you have to answer it is a conjoint tendon of three muscle of a thigh, and these all are muscle of thigh. And these are three muscles which are belonging to different compartments of thigh. One muscle is from anterior compartment, one is from posterior compartment, and one is from medial or adductor compartment. But these muscles from a different compartment, they are having common attachment. As you can see here, from anterior compartment, we are having sartorius. From posterior compartment, we are having semitendinous. And from a medial compartment or adductor compartment, we are having this gracilis. So gracilis joins that with the above two muscles, and we know each compartment is having its own nerve supply. So these muscles are innervated by three different nerves, but they have again common attachment or insertion point. And you should remember that this common or insertion point is onto a superior part and a medial surface of tibia bone, as you can see here in this image. So what is the function of this pes censorinus? It is going to provide stability to the medial aspect of extended knee. So when the gracilis acts with the other two pes censorinus muscle, it is going to provide stability to medial side of knee. And you already know that the lateral aspect of knee is strengthened by the attachment of a gluteus maximus muscle and the tensor fasciae lata, and they both were attaching on the iliotibial tract. So the iliotibial tract in terms of this attachment was providing stability to the lateral aspect of knee joint. So the knee joint is strengthened on a medial aspect by the pes censorinus and on lateral aspect by means of iliotibial tract. So in this way, they are going to provide stability to knee joint. So dear doctors, remember gracilis is a synergist muscle because it is attaching on upper and the medial part of tibia, and it is also crossing the knee joint, and besides with other two muscle, it is acting in knee and hip joint. So at hip joint, it is adductor of thigh and supporting its group because this is a muscle of adductor compartment. So it is having this function, that is adduction. But at knee joint, it flexes and rotates the leg medially. About the relation of this muscle is having two main functions. The relation as of adductor longus, and it is also a very important, and so they are like on the anterior surface of adductor longus. So that was all about muscle of adductor compartment, their detailed anatomy with that of fascia lata, and quickly summarize that on a table. But before that, I am going to summarize them on a table. I will tell you another important question that is being asked. So that question is also the anterior division of obturator nerve. Besides posterior to the adductor brevis, we are having adductor magnus and the profunda femoris vessel. So posteriorly, this muscle is having adductor brevis, adductor magnus, profunda femoris vessels, and the anterior division of obturator nerve. On the lateral border of this muscle, as you can see, we are having pectineus, and medial most muscle is of course gracilis. So medial border of adductor longus is formed by means of gracilis. So this is also important. Now I will quickly summarize that on a table. Adductor longus, adductor brevis, and the magnus, they arises from a pubic bone, pubic rami, and the ischial tuberosities. Adductor longus and the brevis, you know, they are going to attach at the posterior aspect of a shaft of femur at linea aspera, while the adductor magnus is going to attach at adductor tubercle of femur bone, that is also on a posterior aspect of shaft of femur bone. So in fact, these all muscle three, they are attaching at the posterior aspect of shaft of femur bone, and the points I have told you. So regarding the function, all these muscle are adductor of thigh at hip joint, but magnus, you know, it is having because two parts, adductor part and the hamstring part. So adductor part is also a flexor at hip joint and the hamstring part is extensor at hip joint. In nutshell, this muscle is adductor, flexor and extensor of thigh at hip joint. Last muscle of this group is gracilis, and you know this is two joint muscle. It acts both at a hip joint and knee joint. At hip joint, gracilis is adductor, and at knee joint, it flexes the leg. So this muscle, like adductor longus, brevis and magnus, gracilis arises from the ischial tuberosities and the pubic rami, and it is going to attach at the tibia bone because it is two joint muscles. So it is attaching at its upper and the medial part of tibia bone. So we have seen all the muscle of adductor compartment are having their distal attachment at femur bone except gracilis because it is two joint muscles. So this is having attachment at tibia. All muscle of medial compartment is supplied by obturator nerve except hamstring part of adductor magnus that was supplied by the sciatic nerve via tibial branch. That was all about the medial compartment. I will cover obturator nerve detailed anatomy later on. So till then, be happy, enjoy learning, and don't forget to hit on a bell icon for upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.